Welcome to 108 Gate. We are doing the Divine Masculine reading, and the Divine Feminine reading is already up for today. Feeling very powerful energy coming from the Divine Feminine reading. So if you haven't checked it out already, please do, because it's quite an interesting one. It will either be before this one in the daily reading list, or it will be the in the Divine Feminine playlist. So this here I had started, and it just literally zoned out, completely lost track of where it was going, what was going on. But this actually is reflecting this energy. So when we have had misconceptions of love, so we hear something, think it's an expression of love, or it is supposed to be an expression of love, but it comes out the wrong way, or it's not an accurate representation of it. Therefore, if you've been grounding in these false perceptions of love, in this false expression of love, then it's been creating fixations and locked into situations, locked into entrapment, locked in with entanglements with particular people, spaces, places, times that aren't actually going to be beneficial for the long term. They're not beneficial for the actual, authentic, organic self. So this cup here, this 10th cup here that's spilt over, is understanding that some things weren't actually expressions of love. So they may have been perceived as expressions of love in the past. In hindsight, we are seeing where that was maybe, just as an example, remember it's a general reading, it may have been manipulation, it may have been just convenience or something like that. So now, as we recognise that and understand that, the Page of Wands comes in to support the new way of doing things, the new way of being in particular environments. So the grounding, therefore, has to unground from those false perceptions of love, unground from those false expressions of being loved and understandings of what we thought love was, so that we can communicate and receive communication with the genuine, sincere expression of love from expressions of love, genuine, sincere application of love, first and foremost to self. So this whole process of ripping out on some level, because it's not going to be the most joyful experience on some level, ripping out some attachments to what we used to think was love and what we thought we loved. Did we, or was it a security blanket? Did we, or was it just convenient and that's what was available at the time? Did we, or were we just settling for something less? Where are we now? And as we are seeing these greater opportunities, options, I was just going to say, of love coming in, we are better able to see where we are willing to invest in. But this time we're investing with a lighter heart, we're investing with a greater attitude of gratitude and feeling more convinced of this is actually a good way to go. That feeling and that action of coming from that particular feeling is going to feel very different to what you may have felt about expressing love or expressions of love in the past. Therefore, it's changing the whole nature of the game. It's changing the whole nature of consciousness around this. Subconsciousness may be coming up, because then it's not in alignment with the subconscious, or what may be locked in the unconsciousness. Therefore, if it's unrooting where we've grounded in false perceptions of things, it's going to be shuffling a lot of the unconscious stuff. I don't know how to say it politely, but it's going to be quite a ruckus on some level. I guess that's polite enough. Anyway, let's go. Six of Coins. So the investment really is like the equality coming in. This is a fantastic energy. Not only are you investing your 3 coins in a substantial manner that is actually beneficial to you, but you're also going to have reciprocated investment too. So it's going to double up without hardly doing anything. It's just going to increase in leaps and bounds as you are taking more of a decisive action of where to ground And when I say ground, I mean it's more so that you are grounded within yourself as a container, not the grounding as into the earth, but you as a system, you as a entity are going to be grounded within yourself. So therefore you are flexible of where you are being. So what I tried to say in the last reading that got cut off was, if this is just an example, if there are people, for example, I'm going to stress that more because it's really important, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it, who move from space to space, place to place, home to home, in an attempt to escape oneself, even if it's conscious or not, they're going to have a different kind of feeling of grounding, because they haven't actually grounded themselves in a physical, tangible space. It's actually the opposite. So if you've been moving around a lot, it feels like the grounding is going to be more so to do with the tangible, physically grounding in a space that you feel comfortable in, as opposed to running away from self. And the running away from self is going to serve as a different purpose of like identifying where the strength in the relationship with self can occur. The opposite of not moving here, there and everywhere and being so grounded but so stuck and rigid in certain patterns, routines and things like that, that's going to be a whole different version of uprooting and then coming to a more wholesome space of you could be flexible if you wanted to be, more so than you have been in the past. So this is going to be the kind of the container that this is in, this which is percolating in, is words of love being communicated to self, genuinely, sincerely, from self to others, from others to self. So it's quite a nice vibe once you get to grips with it, because it's going to be a lot of moving around of perspectives, a lot of moving around of false claims of love or false perceptions of love. It might be a bit of a rude awakening for some, not necessarily yourself, but once you start seeing these false claims of love, you might be saying tally-o to some people. Five of Cups. Usually it's 2 are down, 3 are up. Those 2 that are down, like I said, it's going to take courage. It's going to take some words of love, like do it kindly, do it gently, but do it is what the point is about this. You've got to make sure you're making those ties with the people that have given you false expressions of love. They're cut. Not necessarily cut and out of your life, but it's got to be it's more to do with your perspective and your interaction with it is cut, rather than you just cutting them out and then they're never a part of your life. I'm not saying it has to be that drastic, but at the same time, your reaction to it, your response to it, you're taking certain things personally has to shift and change. Otherwise, it's going to bring you down. And all this so much great work, all this great work you've been doing, you don't want it just floating off into nothingness and not bringing in the better forms of investment. My words are tripping really intensely. So, Page of Cups, you want to be investing with love. You want to be investing. So you've got a surplus of love. I know he's spilling it out. Why he's spilling out, I don't know. It just feels like some of it has got to go to be able to make space for the good, clean expressions of love, the actual organic, authentic expressions of love. And I don't mean just relationship love. It's literally love for yourself, love for the skin you're in, love for the for everything that you have and where you've got to, and appreciating it rather than berating it. I'm going to go one more here and one more over there. We've got 3 pages again, so again we've got this fresh feeling of new stuff coming in. Coins, new things are going to just pop up, really valuable, and But I think with this one is that you haven't valued something before, so you're going to learn how to value things, because now you are understanding what false expression of love is. You're going to understand the true expression of love, which you may have. It may not have given you an emotional buzz or an adrenaline rush the way you expected it to, so you may have overlooked it. Now you're going to see the subtleties, the peace and the calm in things, and see that that actually is a different version of genuine, sincere, authentic love. Expressions of and to self. Ten of Wands, mastering this, mastering the new things that are coming in. So it feels like the Page of Wands is sitting on this Ten of Wands, knowing that there's a lot of things that are going to be coming up that are going to be mastered. There are a lot of things coming up that have got to be navigated, and find out where you stand with it, explore it, have fun with it, be flexible, and be aware that you can change. And with your mind, you don't have to fix your mind in some kind of way and then have it stuck there for the rest of your life. Being flexible right now is going to be of great benefit for you. So like I said, the feminine reading's already up. This one now is ready and shall be uploaded. So until next time, peace and love.